In a quiet town, Elise Warren ran a piano studio that seemed like a haven for girls with nowhere else to go. She offered free lessons, kindness, and the promise of a better future. But behind the music, a dark secret played out. The girls who came to her studio often vanished, their stories fading into silence. These were girls from shelters and broken homes, already invisible to most. Elise's reputation as a generous teacher masked her true intentions. No one suspected her. She was respected, always smiling, and active in the community. The missing girls were seen as runaways, their disappearances dismissed as isolated tragedies. But there was a single, sinister thread. Every girl had passed through Elise's studio. This is the story of how that thread was finally pulled into the light. We'll uncover how Elise chose her victims, earned their trust, and what really happened behind her studio doors. It's a story about the darkness that can hide behind a friendly face. By understanding how these things happen, we can learn to see the warning signs. We owe it to those who vanished to tell their story. Only by facing the truth can we protect those most at risk. The silent melody of the missing demands to be heard. Sometimes, danger looks like help. Elise Warren used her trusted position to harm the very girls she claimed to help. Her story is a chilling reminder. Exploitation often wears a friendly face. She offered opportunity and care to girls who had little, making her attention feel like a gift. Predators like Elise don't use force at first. They use kindness and patience, filling the empty spaces in a person's life. For someone who's only known hardship, a warm meal and a promise of hope are powerful lures. Elise understood this psychology and targeted those who had no one else. Society's failure to see these girls made her crimes possible. Their disappearances barely raised suspicion. They were already on the margins. This story isn't just about a crime, it's about challenging our assumptions. Anyone can be a predator, and anyone can be a victim. We must look beyond appearances, especially when the vulnerable are involved. Protective awareness, not fear, is what keeps communities safe. By questioning what seems too good to be true, we can protect those who have no one else. Let's learn to see what's hidden in plain sight. Elise's piano studio sat quietly on Maple Street, blending into the neighborhood. Neighbors heard music and saw a dedicated teacher, never suspecting anything amiss. But Elise didn't advertise in schools. Her flyers appeared in bus stations and shelters, targeting girls with nowhere to go. The studio was both comforting and isolating. A cozy living room, tea and cookies, and a soundproofed music room at the back. Elise explained the soundproofing as a kindness, but it ensured no one heard what happened inside. The girls, coming from cold and dangerous places, found warmth and attention intoxicating. Elise became a friend, mentor, and mother figure, her most powerful tool. The illusion of safety was her trap. Each detail of the studio was designed to build trust and dependency. For the girls, it felt like freedom. In reality, it was a beautiful cage. The music masked the danger. Behind every note, a secret waited in silence. Elise's selection process was chillingly precise. She watched bus stations and shelters, looking for girls alone and in distress. Her approach was gentle, offering snacks, asking questions, listening to their stories. She promised warmth, food, and a chance to learn music. For girls in crisis, her offer was irresistible. Volunteering at shelters gave her access to those with no support system. She built trust over days or weeks before inviting them to her studio. Elise targeted those who would not be missed. No family, no friends, no one to ask questions. By isolating each victim, she ensured their disappearances seemed unrelated. Each girl was a lone tragedy, never traced back to her. Her methodical approach kept her crimes hidden for years. The disappearances followed a pattern. A girl would arrive at Elise's studio, seen briefly by neighbors, then vanish. Elise always had a story. The girl found a job, reconciled with family, moved on. With no one to contradict her, the community believed her. Law enforcement saw only isolated runaways scattered across different precincts. There was no system to connect the cases. The truth surfaced by accident. A detective found a diary mentioning Elise. A background check revealed her name in another missing girl's file. The detective dug deeper, cross-referencing old cases. Slowly, the horrifying pattern emerged. Elise's web of lies began to unravel. The vanishing act was finally exposed. The silence was broken. Elise Warren didn't fit the profile of a criminal. She was intelligent, patient, and skilled at manipulation. Her kindness was a calculated tool, designed to create dependence and control. She preyed on the vulnerable, feeding her need for power. Society's neglect of these girls was her shield. No one noticed when they disappeared. Elise's grooming broke down defenses, making the girls grateful and obedient. Once isolated, her mask dropped. The studio became a prison. The piano was just bait. Her true goal was domination. The fate of the girls is the darkest part of this story. Elise collected people, not melodies, hiding her crimes in secrecy. Her actions reveal a chilling truth. Predators thrive where society looks away. We must not let invisibility become a death sentence. Elise Warren's story forces us to question trust. Girls are taught to trust teachers and mentors, but Elise exploited this. She wore the mask of safety, using it to lure her victims. Her case shows that danger can come from those we're told to trust. The girls she targeted were dismissed as troubled, their disappearances ignored. This is a form of victim blaming that lets predators operate unchecked. We must teach young people about manipulation and grooming, not just stranger danger. Empower them to trust their instincts and say no. True safety comes from awareness, not blind trust. We must redefine vigilance and support for the vulnerable. Only then can we break the cycle of silence. The voices of survivors are the heart of this story. A few girls escaped Elise's trap, their stories key to her conviction. One survivor's testimony, once dismissed, became the breakthrough. These survivors carry deep scars, trust shattered, safety lost. Their healing is a long journey, requiring support and understanding. By sharing their stories, they expose predators' methods and systemic failures. Survivors show that vulnerability is not weakness. Every story shared is a warning and a beacon of hope. Each girl lost had a life and a future stolen. Survivors speak for those who can't. Honoring their voices helps correct the neglect that made them targets. Their stories remind us, no one should be invisible. We must listen, remember, and act. The story of Elise Warren is a call to action. Her crimes thrived in the shadows of indifference. We must foster vigilance rooted in compassion, not fear. Pay attention to those around us, especially the vulnerable. Teach children to recognize manipulation and speak up. Support shelters and outreach programs. They are vital safety nets. A strong community leaves no one so alone that a predator's offer seems like hope. Safety is everyone's responsibility. Let's refuse to let anyone vanish into silence. Let the memory of the lost inspire us to build a more connected, compassionate world.